I started juggling in 1988 when I was a freshman in college. There was a guy who lived right down the hall from me, Dave Romero, who learned how to juggle 4 balls, and I thought that was really cool. So then he and I wound up being roommates the next year, and he had all this stuff that he had bought over the summer laying around, and before you know it, I was kind of picking all this stuff up, and I used it as like a stress relief during college.
It's taken years for me to learn this stuff, folks. Years and years, that's right. I learned this stuff when I was in college. At least that's what I started. And while everybody else was out partying, having lots of fun, I was tucked away in the back room of a theater arts department trying to learn this stuff. That's right. See right there, that trick right there? 2 years, 2 years. Here, do it again. There we go. All right, good. Thank you.
There was a guy that was a Russian juggler who was with Ringling Brothers, and I went down to see him, and I heard he's just this phenomenal guy who did like 7 balls and could kick up into 8 and do all kinds of crazy things. And so I went down to see Ringling Brothers to see him, and then after the show I snuck backstage to go get his autograph. And one of the clowns that was working the show stopped me and said, "So, what are you doing back here?" And I said, "Well, I'm actually trying to find this guy, Gregory Popovich, who I know is this great juggler." And the guy said, "Why, are you a juggler?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm getting into it. I'd like to really meet this guy." And he said, "Well, come back tomorrow, and I'll help you, meet him." And when I went back the next day, he told me about Clown College. And my plan was this. I was going to go to Clown College, then join the circus, and use all the downtime between shows to practice my juggling skills, and then go into the solo juggling career. That was the plan. And, other things happened. I got married and had a kid and all that sort of stuff. But, yeah, that was originally what I was going to do. I mean, most of my juggling skills are self-taught, really. You just practice a lot, and you read books. I have lots of magazines and DVDs and videos and that sort of stuff. That, and I go to a lot of conventions and sort of watch other people.
I teach English now. You may remember that. I teach 11th grade. Come up with a new name for this trick. It's called a farewell to arms. Yeah, let that one burn a little bit. Yeah. All right, here we go. Again, this does not last very long, so you'll want to applaud right away. I know often people say, "How do we know those are real?" Yeah, you can chop a carrot. Here, I'm going to let somebody else rip it. Here, why don't you catch it and let... Just kidding. Oh, jeez, it's okay. Don't worry, everything's just fine. I've done this before. Once. It worked that time. Here we go. Imagine them naked, imagine them naked, imagine them naked. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I guess when I was thinking of how to explain to teachers, whatever kind of teaching concepts I would be trying to convey, whether it's stuff about the brain or, keeping people's attention or whatever, I like trying to blend juggling with those kinds of messages. And so I found, like, for example, when I was practicing, I would come up with these little lines, or I would think about certain things that could be said during a certain trick or whatever. And I just tried really hard to put those things together so that I had a message to the people that I was doing in service with, along with some of those, I guess, skills that I could try to develop.
By the way, people ask me, "So, Chris, do you ever juggle for your kids?" No way. Absolutely not. I have too many SOLs to cover. Can I get a witness? That's right. That's right. The brain likes to recognize things that it's already seen. And if it doesn't recognize things, if it comes across something new, well, you tell me, what does it do? It tries to categorize it, exactly. You go back to the 70s, there was this guy who came up with the term constructivism. Nowadays, Robert Marzano's just discovered this, sort of like 7 or 9 strategies or something. Recognizing similarity and differences. Have you all gone to the same in-service I have? Yes, that's right, exactly. Recognizing similarities and differences. So here's what happens. Because jugglers wind up having tricks that kind of all look the same for a while, they come up with names for these things. The idea being the audience, they'll pay more attention because they recognize that it looks like something else. For example, this is called tennis. I have no idea what this is called. A drop. That was a sudden gust of gravity. Folks, it just gets worse. I could have told you that I was shaving this morning and I cut my jugular vein. Oh my God. Did you all actually laugh at that? Please. You don't want to give that kind of feedback. It only gets a lot worse.